Logan David Leather, and we're going to make something kind of like a Stromboli this time. Kind of like a Stromboli, but with a few differences. I'll introduce you now to the ingredients. It's not terribly expensive, relatively easy. We start with just basic, this is the only thing I have available here. It's Pillsbury Country Italian bread. Parmesan cheese that's already shredded, olives that are already chopped, diced ham, cilantro, Italian seasoning, minced garlic, minced onion, and a little olive oil in the pan. Now, the reason that I prefer all this dry stuff, if you use fresh ingredients like onions or mushrooms or anything else like that, it doesn't, or has not for me, turned out to be all that great. Because the liquid that's inherent in things like tomatoes and whatnot, that liquid tends to become a problem later on. Now, what does that mean by become a problem? It means that all that moisture gives trouble to the bread as it's cooking. And what I'm doing here with a serrated knife is just slicing into this sucker, and I'm trying to keep the ends from opening up too much, and I don't want to cut all the way down to the bottom. Okay, this thing has layers. You have to search for them, but they are there. Now let's see. We'll start with the Parmesan. Sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan down in the middle. Not too much. You don't want too much of anything, really. A little bit of just dried olives. Put in a little bit of ham. You can use other meats. Just make sure they're dry. I tried it with pepperoni once. It was a disaster. The grease in the pepperoni leached out into the bread, and it made it doughy and red. So there's no set amount as far as spices and things that I'm putting into it. Whatever you're comfortable with. All my ingredients are going in like that. Let's put in some ground black pepper. The best kind of black pepper, it's pepper that's ground immediately instead of the stuff that somebody else did. Now, I like to push that down in, but not all the way through the dough. Okay? Now here's where you can create additional layers with your knife. Don't know if that'll come across in the video, but there it is. It's a fairly easy thing to make. Well, Pillsbury did all the real work for me anyway. Now, a little bit of water on the fingertips to get the bread to stick together. Okay. Good enough. Alright. Now we do it again. What this does is creates layers within, and you fill those layers with all kinds of goodnesses. Now, there are, of course, other ways to do this, and those are just fine. This is fast, easy, and inexpensive. You can use other ingredients if you don't like olives, if you don't like ham, if you'd rather have something other than Parmesan cheese. Some cheeses you don't want to use would include anything sharp. You try a sharp cheese like cheddar or whatever. Well, you wind up with that being all you can taste. It overpowers all the other ingredients, and I don't think it's all that great. I think ingredients should have their own little voice, so to speak. Again, we go in with everybody. Normally I use fresh garlic and even fresh onions, but I've tried that before. Didn't care for the result. Okay, now everybody's in there. So we just wrap them all up. Now, one of the reasons that I like to use olive oil to coat the pan, A, it won't stick. B, it smells great when it's cooking. And C, it's going to turn this crust, it's going to make it hard and dark brown, and you'll feel like you're in the old world. Italy specifically. Okay. All done. Now we're ready to pop it into an oven. I believe it's 400 degrees for about 25 minutes. Through the magic of editing, in just a moment, 25 minutes will have passed. Okay, the bread is not ready yet. This is a little thing that I've experimented with. It's really nice. 5 minutes before it's ready. Well, you've still got time to cook. Drizzle it on. You can use a brush if your fingers, get burned easily or something. I like the hands-on approach. Wow, this is nice. It's too bad we don't have smell-o-vision, because this smells fantastic. I put a little garlic powder. You can use granules as well. You can also use wheat germ. I've used wheat germ before. This is going to do wonders. Back in the oven for 5 minutes. Alright, our bread is out of the oven. It's been resting about a minute. The official instructions are that you should wait 5. That's silly. But you can, follow that if you want to. Made a very nice, hard, crunchy crust. I'm going to cut through that diagonally, like so. It sticks just a little bit, but not a whole lot. Open this up so you can see what the inside looks like. It is awesome. I'm going to zoom in. That is delicious. Ooh, look at that. That is gorgeous and it smells fantastic. Well, there you have it. Kind of a Stromboli. Kind of.